girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, New Year's just around the corner. You know, we got our yearly candles coming to an end. The holidays are almost done. The banks, the institutions, they're going to be ready to wake up. 2025 is going to be the craziest year for crypto in a while, and we potentially might have the biggest bull run ever. Listen, people, right? This is serious, right? I believe this may be the biggest bull run ever. Regulations might be, very, very strong next bull run around. So who knows how the market is going to be. Obviously, I want a typical cycle with, very, very strong pumps, but with America and the world, taking over, putting crypto on their radar. Who knows how things are going to be. So, let's close this year with a nice bang and let's bang out 2025. Let's smash it and let's just jump right into it. Listen, people, right? Turbo, we know Turbo has been pretty much going down the last couple of days after a huge rally. We talked about how, roughly around 0.0887 right to 888 is going to be a great buying opportunity, and I still think that is going to be generally the case. We also talked about how if there's bigger pullbacks, we could go all the way down to 0.0073 area to potentially 0.0067, right? This big support over here. We also talked about how, if there was a crazy crash, then we might enter this weekly candle all the way down here. But, it is a little crazy, but you never know, right? You never know. I do have a buy limit there just in case, right? Just in case. If we look at Bitcoin before we talk about, Turbo, right now, this is going to be the decider, right? In general, we have been going down. You can see I have it drawn up. We touched pretty much the last relevant resistance, and then we sold off heavily, breaking the structure at 97,250, which then we eventually retested it to continue selling off. So now, we're going to have to be making a decision very, very soon, right? We are near this huge support, the 1, 2, 3, almost pretty much 4 and 5th tap at this point. And, for me, I kind of want there to be an institutional type sweep, potentially touching, going down all the way to 87, 88K. But of course, there has to be some kind of confirmation. At the moment, it is just speculation, right? But of course, if we start breaking below this range right here of pretty much 93,000 and start retesting, then we will slam lower. So why am I telling you this? Well, because this is all going to be correlated to Turbo, right? If Bitcoin holds this and we start recovering, right? If Bitcoin recovers and we go, let's say, back over these levels, I seriously don't think Bitcoin will go below this level. And, the liquidity sweep will be invalid, which means anything with Turbo, right, reaching lower prices will also be invalid. I will show one great example of where, there was a couple big, nice bottoms that Turbo never hit, which is right over here. Now, the context was a little bit different because we did just break out of a huge zone, right? This was in pretty much the end of 2023, right? When we broke out, we went from this zone to here, like this, and then we broke out. But we can see Bitcoin has also shied away from doing a liquidity sweep when there was, nice bottoms made previously. So it doesn't have to hit, it doesn't have to happen. But I think in terms of having a snipe, right, for, cryptos and something like Turbo, it would be really, really nice, right? to see. So let's go back on the turbo chart, right? If once again this were to happen, I would expect buys over here, right? 0.088 and 0.07 as my main areas. Now, overall, we are still very bullish. This is on the micro move. You know, people yap, right? We have the weekly candle just closed, right? We can see the new weekly candle is open. So buying pressure kind of rejected. So we might be, getting a similar candle where we go up and then slam a little bit lower, right? You can see every time we have never had a convincing candle, we always had a weaker week, right? We can see over here, not the most convincing buy candle back in, June 2024, obviously, near 17th. Then we have a red, right? Not the most convincing buy, then we sell off. Not the most convincing buy, then we sell off a little bit. Every time we don't have the most convincing buy, we do sell off a little bit. So who knows, right? Who knows? Um, Obviously, the context might be a little bit different because of the new year, but at the current moment, there is no reason for me not to believe that we will be going lower. Nothing indicates a reversal just yet, right? We only have a couple of zones where we could start reversing. At this moment, right, we have this main area over here, which broke off, which got retested off this, we could see, which continued to sell lower. Then we retested this area over here, and now we are chilling, right? So at the moment, I do expect continuation sells. Momentum is slowing, and the New Year's is around the corner. So things should reverse very, very quickly. We go to something like the Bitcoin dominance, ladies and gentlemen, right? We see that we are holding this support at the moment, but it does not look convincing at all, right? We could see that we went off of this. We went down, ping ponging, and now we are looking like we are going to be slamming lower. Now, what does that mean? If I said once again, this is a very important area, right? This area over here is very important. And this area right over here is very important. We have a huge monthly zone, right? By pretty much, let's just say 55%. And we have this structure here by over 59%. And now we are looking to make a decision. If we hold this area over here, then we are most likely going to be breaking this area above here because this would be a low, a higher low, right? And then this would be a high and we would have a higher high, indicating that, right? Indicating that Bitcoin dominance wants to continue. Now, if the opposite happens, right, where we respect this area, we don't respect this area, and we go lower, right, and we create a lower low, then, ladies and gentlemen, what does that mean? Well, that means altcoins are going to be on the rise even more, and that may potentially be it in terms of, altcoin season kind of starting, right? Because realistically, once we kind of go below this zone, sure, you may argue there's certain support zones, but I don't think there's going to be any big correction like back down to here, right? Without altcoin season getting triggered, right? I don't think it's just going to be something very slow, where altcoins kind of pump and then we have another leg. I'd be really, really surprised. I think that would be really, really unorthodox in my opinion. So I expect, everything will be told in the next coming days. Be patient. There's not many new turbo news right now. Ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. Since we are pretty much coming to a yearly close, we can see the 6-month candle is looking good and the yearly candle is overall looking good. And that is pretty much how it's going to end. It's most likely going to end somewhere here, maybe a little bit lower, a little bit higher. By the end of the day, for investors, this just screams absolutely bullish. Thank you all for watching. I love you so much, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.